Well, guys, SmackDown after Backlash came and went, and SmackDown is still a messy show. A lot going on, a lot to talk about, and we are going to break it all down. So, with that, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, joined by Mr. T. Reese and Mr. Sean Housen. God, I hate you. Uh, and welcome to the show. So, guys, SmackDown happened, and it seems like it is now official. We are going to get Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, likely at the Clash in Italy show. And how do we feel about that after the shenanigans it took for us to get there? Which I think that was the one thing I did like about this show was that like we kind of sort of got Royce Keys a little bit up the card and like actually doing something of note on SmackDown finally and in WWE in general. So I kind of like that a little bit, but I don't know. What do you guys think, Reese? Where are you at with that?
I'm fine. Whatever. I mean, it was kind of hokey that whole contract thing with Gunther. That was a little weird just to make a match. So, I mean, we all knew it was going to be Gunther. That's why I don't understand why they even bothered. They should have just had to do a contract signing and let that be the storyline to go into the next pay per view. I like I said, WWE's they're kind of hit or miss now. It's like one thing's good, then something's bad. One thing's good, then something's bad. And you're just like, I don't know. There's just no rhythm. Nothing seems to be on pace right now. Things sounded good at that 2 SmackDowns ago. It was all right. It was a pretty good show. I think we rated it pretty decent. But outside of that, it's just kind of hit or miss. I don't know where we're going on SmackDown, especially.
John?
I think that, I'm happy with the fact that they had Keys involved in a major angle, but I think the fact that he's going to be having a feud with Solo of all people is kind of has the potential for hurting him a little bit. But as far as the Cody Gunther thing, I think it'll be a great match. I have to imagine it ends in some sort of shenanigans one way or another because I don't see them taking the belt off Cody yet. Especially with his easy to find, hard to beat character that he's currently playing.
Are you sure
And
about that? Are you sure
yeah,
Gunther's not going to beat him?
I don't think he does yet because you still want Punk versus Cody,
Are we sure we're
and
going to do that?
I think that's one of your big money matches for SummerSlam.
But the thing is with WWE, like the obvious things aren't happening. That's the problem. They're going the opposite of what direction it seems like we're believing it's going to go. So, I could probably see what you're saying. It go both ways. Both two things can be true. I can see either Gunther losing, some weird thing happens in a match, or I can see Gunther winning. I mean, either way, I just don't see. I don't know where they go from here because I think Cody's kind of in limbo right now. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would completely agree. That's why I almost feel like I don't know, like if I had to book that match right now, I feel like I would have Gunther win.
So if you have Gunther win though, are you ready for him to have another humongous reign? Because that's pretty much what you got to do if you put the belt on him.
It's probably a good thing, don't you think?
There's nobody believable who can beat him.
People are kind of getting tired of Cody a little bit. I mean, I'm not, but like I feel like a lot, I mean, especially, the internet crowd right now is really getting tired of Cody a little bit. And I think I honestly think they need a little bit of a break from him. And
I don't
frankly, I
know.
mean, I think he needs to turn heel, but
The crowds still love him. They sing his song. The pop for him is huge, and outside of WCW's resident reporter saying that nobody has ever liked Cody. It's just the internet. Like it's all the trolls that love to populate and ruin the fandom for everybody.
Yeah, but still, though, I mean, there hasn't been. The problem is they peaked with Cody. I think with the Roman Reigns thing. I think it peaked, and there's just no. I don't know you can line them up with to make it another interesting storyline. I think you're right.
yeah.
I think he does need to maybe turn heel or even do some heelish things. A little more often. Don't forget now, you still have Randy sitting out there. Let's not forget that. That storyline's not finished either.
I'm wondering if he got hurt because we haven't even seen him. So I'm wondering if he's dealing with an injury.
Well, he had some back. Wasn't he reporting some back issues during that
They
WrestleMania
were.
match? So
Yeah.
maybe he's taking some time off to rest the back. I'm pretty sure he'll pop up again. Maybe he's even the one that pops up at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's kind of where my head is at with that, though. I kind of feel like Randy's going to return there, and Randy's going to cost Cody the title.
Yeah, but does
Probably.
Randy really want to face Gunther for the title?
I think Randy just wants to take out Cody. We can do a Randy Cody match at SummerSlam if we need to, and the title doesn't need to be involved.
Yeah.
And then you can have Randy get his win.
I think that win means more getting that belt and getting that other title notch in the column.
Man, I don't know, man. I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now that would be interesting to me with Cody with somebody. And I think maybe he does need to disappear off camera for a little while, in my opinion.
I think SmackDown is too lacking of a show for him to be gone for very long.
I don't know. I would like it if he get like some kind of faction with him and Ricky Saints. I mean, especially considering the way they're booking Ricky Saints right now. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, they could have saved him. I mean, you could have used Ricky Saints to save him when as like a debut.
Yeah, honestly, give me a faction of Cody, Ricky Saints, and Royce Keys, and play into the fact that these guys are all actually friends outside of everything, and use that as a faction.
I do like that. I mean, what you could have probably did was introduce Saints, as signing with the roster, kind of let them float around, run into Cody backstage. Cody gets jumped in the ring by somebody, and he comes down and saves him. Justin gets involved. I could see that too. But like I said, there's been a lot of faction stuff going on lately, so I don't know why they haven't even started that already. But again, like I said, WWE's been doing the opposite of what we all been thinking they're going to do.
Yeah, you're not wrong. WWE has almost as many factions nowadays as AEW.
So, speaking of factions and celebrities, let's get into how the show started. So, after a brief video recapping the events of Backlash, Trick Williams came out to celebrate his homecoming of sorts, the University of South Carolina, still with Little Yachty and the team mascot, Sigh. He gave a promo which explained the origins of his lemon pepper steppers about a chicken wing spilling on them, which that was something. And then I guess to the surprise of anybody who didn't really care all that much, the Miz and Kit Wilson came out to spoil the fun. And this was embarrassing. And this went on way too long. I was telling Sean earlier this morning that I actually stopped watching SmackDown before this whole thing was over because it went on about 45 minutes and it was completely obnoxious. It obviously led to a match between Miz and Trick Williams, which we all know Trick Williams is going to win that match, especially given everything, US champion, hometown, his parents right there. Like there's no way Trick is losing. And it's the Miz. But yeah, this was just hard to watch. This whole thing was just like I hate to use my patented line here, but what are we doing? What are we doing, SmackDown? Why are you so unwatchable?
It was the length of it that was the problem. I get you're in his hometown, you want to do the hometown pop, all the cheap pop things. That's whatever. That's something they've always done. But there's no need to drag it on for as long as you did. Why are we having slam poetry readings in the middle of the ring? Like, I get that you're trying to use the humor of Miz and Kit Wilson, but that's going to die sooner rather than later because you go from everything with Danhausen to now this and treating it like a comedy segment there too. Like, I'm sorry, it's a waste of good talent.
Well, and also, it's kind of weird. You put the belt on him, then you line him up with Miz after that, which I'm like, okay, I don't know where we're going here with this. Yeah, I didn't. All right, first of all, you let your little Yachty try and spit some freestyle that everyone's. I'm like, I don't even know what he's saying. I have no idea. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I don't even know how we even went into that, quite frankly. And I almost tried to, get Yachty involved a bit with, whatever they're doing, but still, the Yachty thing can go. I'm gonna be honest with you. The Trick Williams things for me is lukewarm. It's not even. I don't even know why everybody's so pumped up over the Trick Williams. I'm gonna be honest with you. He has. I enjoyed him in NXT. But for the popularity he's getting right now and the crowd screaming, I don't even know why they're screaming, quite frankly. But it's meh. You know what I mean? It's what the kids say, right? It's meh. It's just Triple H doing it for me. They're not doing anything well with him with this yacht. They should never had Yachty. They should have had somebody seasoned to at least be his manager to help him along with this. But it's all shenanigans when he's in the ring, right? It's every time he's been in the ring, it's just some sort of weird offshoot humor type driven thing that we're all not even finding funny. So I don't know, man.
People love him because he's got a catchy entrance with the whoop that trick thing.
Yeah,
and like people love that kind of stuff. I mean, look at Bobby Roode. I mean, look at Shinsuke when he debuted. It just the sooner we can get to Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes, the better. Because I think that's a storyline that people can actually get invested in with the two of them.
That's if they're doing that.
They are. I mean, they already had Mello backstage say that he wants to be getting his U.S. title back. So there's going to be a collision there.
Yeah, again.
But it's WWE, and it's SmackDown. Unlike Raw, SmackDown is like living in Bizarro world.
Yeah. I mean, they could allude to stuff today, and you probably won't hear another thing about it for a year from now.
Long-term storytelling.
Yep.
Long-term storytelling. The next contest saw Paige and Brie Bella take on Julia and Kiana James out of nowhere in a non-title match. Brie and Kiana started for their teams. Bella was giving up a little size, so James made up for that by using her power advantage. Bella and Paige may be the veterans in this match, but Julia and Kiana James really they looked good in this match, working together. A lot of bumping, a lot of hard selling. I thought the match was fine. Obviously, the tag team champs weren't going to lose here. Paige got the win for her team, hitting the Rampage DDT on Kiana James. This was fine, and kind of further the thing with Kiana James and Julia and their inevitable breakup that's eventually coming, and Julia probably getting future endeavored. But I digress. This was a fine match, and Nia Jax and Lash Legend taunted the tag team champs to hype up their match for the Saturday night's main event title bout coming up in a little bit. So I don't know, Reese, what did you make of the match? And am I really leaping that much, thinking that Julia is probably next in line to be future endeavored?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, she should have been single to begin with. I didn't even understand why they were writing that out for so long anyway. And you're also trying to bring Kiana James up too. So this needs to get hurry up, split them up. Let's get them rolling in some single matches and some other storylines, because the women's on that show needs some other women involved, some other storylines, because it's just on repeat on SmackDown with the ladies. I mean, the Paige and I don't understand. I don't know what the direction they're going to go with this, because there's nothing really holding with those two right now. And what are they going to do when what's her face comes back too? They haven't even. I mean, we completely forgot that her sister's hurt. What's the angle when she comes back?
Right.
So I mean,
That's easy. She's going to come back and be jealous of the fact that it's not her as one of the tag champs.
I don't see that. I don't see that being the storyline, her being jealous of her being tag champ.
Because then easy to write.
Okay, but what do you do with Paige then? You're just going to have her feud with one of the Bellas? Or one?
Temporarily, yeah. And then you get her into the single stuff.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I mean, they're old news. Think about this. You just fired a ton of wrestlers.
Yeah.
And you're replacing them with the Bellas, which I told you shouldn't even be a long-term thing. They shouldn't even be involved in very many title matches of any sort. And Paige on a returning Paige, who just kind of got thrown into this. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, you could be right, Sean, but WWE has not done anything that makes any sense right now, especially with the ladies too. Ladies are all over the place, especially those tag belts. I don't even know why they're even bothering with those tag belts.
Honestly, I don't think Brie Bella is going to be around that long. I figured it was probably going to be a couple months, probably till summer. But the sooner we, like you said, the sooner we can get this feud between Kiana James and Julia actually going, so that they can go their own ways, the better. And I think you're crazy, Mike. I don't think they future endeavor Julia. I think they never should have really partnered her with Kiana James. I think because they completely ruined like her debut with the lack of talent for her to compete against. So the sooner they can get her into actual meaningful matches, like the main title, I think the better.
I don't think they've done anything right with her at all since she's been called up to the main roster. I think she was great when she was on NXT, and they've done nothing right with her at all. She's been on SmackDown pretty much the entire time, minus that little stint with Roxanne Perez that they never paid off. And I think she's just been terribly booked. And if I were her, I'd want to leave because what are we doing with her? Like you can't like get her into any kind of meaningful story whatsoever. She feuds with like nobodies all of the time, and she should be competing for the world title.
Yep.
Like, I mean, how many other people do you have on SmackDown that are really at the top of the roster? Like that could be believably at the top of the roster, right? Like, you want to run the Nia Jax thing back again? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, they could have actually they could have used her. Like, if you ask, in my opinion, you probably would have. I would team those three up: her, Asuka, and I would never have let. I would. Now I'm thinking about it. Maybe not, because they do need to be individual wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. You're right. I mean, they got to be individual wrestlers. I mean, I was going to say team up her, Asuka, and Io. To try to make some sort of faction out of them. You can have them go up against
Anybody?
yeah, I mean you could. Judgment Day, I mean you can have them line up against them. I mean and then you can peel off of that, maybe get the EO and Live thing going. I mean there's things they could have done, but I mean they got enough room now. It's just about writing and booking for them right now, because there's not very many wrestlers on the main roster right now that you have to worry about getting on camera right now. So you can, instead of having these long segments, like you said, Mike, shorten some of them up, get some screen time for some of these other people on there. Do little storylines with them, and or little backstage segments with them. I mean, there's a lot they can do, but there's just been this focus primarily on specific people. I just don't like it.
Not just that, I've been saying it for months now. The thing that screwed up Julia is the fact that WWE was so hyper focused on the women's tag division for like 8 months that they were putting all their big name stars in the tag division. And that didn't leave anybody to compete for. You saw it against Stephanie Vicker on Raw. I mean, you kept getting Stephanie Vicker versus Rodriguez. And then you saw it on SmackDown when you had all of like Julia having to face like Michin and BFAB every week. All that were left for these people to compete against were the scrubs.
So earlier in the day, we saw Ricky Saints and Carmelo Hayes having a backstage confrontation that led them to agree to having a singles match. Hayes said he was going to humble the newcomer Ricky Saints, and this was a fun match. I enjoy this. I don't love that we're just kind of turning Ricky Saints into like sort of a not a like a cheating heel, because like that's kind of his character a little bit, but man, he kept kind of going, putting the foot on the ropes and everything else like that a couple of times. And I don't know, I think they could do a better job with him, kind of just letting him shine a little bit, because he's an excellent wrestler and he's excellent on the microphone. And I'd really love it if we could just maybe present him a little bit better, because you've got a big time star right there, a young guy who could be awesome. I don't know. It's hard to book this match, right? Because, Carmelo Hayes is just coming back to you, and you don't want to just give him L after L after L. So I don't really know how you book this match. It was probably fine the way they did it ultimately. having Saints, attempt to cheat by putting his feet on the ropes and then having Hayes do that and not get caught. So probably the right way to end this one. So I don't know. The match itself was fine though. I enjoyed everything about it. These two guys are excellent. I'm not in love with the way we're booking Ricky Saints, but I know he's your boy, Reese. So what are your initial thoughts on the match and the booking overall?
The match was good. The match was absolutely good. But again, you just took another wrestler who you can possibly turn into a star, and you're making him lose. I mean, look at Ray Phoenix. He's all over the internet right now, tweeting about him not even getting any airtime either. Like I said, I don't understand why they cleared that roster out like that, and they're still failing to utilize, the talent that they currently left on the roster. I mean, if you're going to do that, was there no plan? We just released a bunch of wrestlers just to release them, and then we're still sitting in the same spot as we were without releasing all those wrestlers. We're still focused on the same people trying to figure out what the hell they're doing. So I don't know. I don't like what they're doing. The Saints is a terrible introduction. It was a terrible booking of him walking into the ring against Cody. Made no sense at all. Again, another wrestler that has, sky's the limit, and WWE is failing them right now.
It's okay though, T. We're going to be getting Ray Phoenix versus Sami Zayn for the ride or die fans. So,
yeah. That
I thought we were going to get Sami Zayn with Johnny Gargano. No,
I think that they can go both ways, but there was also a segment between Ray Phoenix and Sammy where Phoenix got in his face about him being a douchebag. But I digress. The Ricky Saints thing, the guy just has star factor, and I'm okay with the way the match ended because anytime cheating's involved, I don't think it really counts as a loss. They can't have him continue to lose. Otherwise, he's just going to turn into a joke like Zack Ryder was.
yeah, I don't know. I hope they do right by him because I think I enjoy him a lot. He's one of the, he's definitely been one of the bright spots on NXT, and you got a big time. Like he reminds me of a young Dwayne.
Yep.
And I would hate to see them like blow that because it's really easy to just let this dude be a star. Just let him be him, and you got a big time star in the making here. So I don't know.
WWE's issue right now, right? With all these young and up and coming people, they don't let them be them. Like they're great on NXT. Like I said, it's just this fall off. NXT, great. As soon as they get up to this main roster, it's just like, what are you doing with these people? Like they had momentum when they were down at NXT, and I still think Ricky Saints was down there too long. But that's neither here or there. He's on the main roster now, but it doesn't seem like they have plans. Like nothing's. I don't know. I don't see anything in the future of what they're planning with them at all, especially coming off losses.
It's crazy that Shawn Michaels can book these young stars so much better than what the main roster is doing. Like whatever the writers' room in NXT is doing, they should be promoted to the main roster. Like,
well, it's interesting though that you say that because like when Triple H was there, it was fine too. Like it's something about the main roster. It's not.
I think it's the writers' room.
Yep. Yeah. In the NXT, you have the single writing room for NXT. The main roster has multiple writing teams, which you just can't do that. I mean, especially for wrestling, you don't need that many writers. They've tried to turn it into a sitcom.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's hurting them right now.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think it's like there's too many cooks in the kitchen and they're trying to, you can't get a cohesive story together. And it's like, I don't know. You want like, it's almost like they're trying too hard with some characters and they're not trying hard enough at all with other characters. And like, it just kind of makes for a very messy presentation, I think.
Yep. So if you actually had someone to focus on some of these guys and you just stayed on pace with it, how it used to be in wrestling. But then again, you start thinking like, okay, well, Vince got a little weird with his when he started being the single voice. You know what I mean? do you want to chance that? I think at this point, I think you need to take a shot at it at least. Just let somebody be the head of the writing team, and those teams work together for both the shows. And just let them line up storylines doing it that way. But when you have, like you said, you have these multiple people, everyone has a different vision.
Yeah.
So, and you're trying to line up one writing team's vision with another one, and you can see it. You can already see, like, okay, this isn't adding up. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No, you're spot on. You're spot on.
Yep.
So, next we had one half of the tag team champions in action where Damian Priest took on Tama Tonga. We did have, and I might have missed this because I kind of came back to it, but Sean, was there some kind of interaction between Tama Tonga and Shinsuke Nakamura again?
Yeah, and then
backstage?
Tama Tonga attacked Shinsuke.
Mhm.
Okay.
And put him down.
I missed that, but then I saw like they recapped it for like a second or something. So but this was originally scheduled to be a tag team match with Tala and R-Truth as well, but obviously Truth was not cleared to compete. So Tama Tonga and Damian Priest had a match and it was good. A little slow at times, but these two guys are more physical wrestlers than they are kind of like speedster wrestlers. So I like Damian Priest a lot. Dude always puts on a good match. I mean, he's probably gonna at this point probably never going to move past the upper mid card. I don't think anymore. He got his run in the sun with the title, and I think that was good, and he deserved it at the time when he got it. But I like him in the tag team scene right now. I feel like they're just I don't love R-Truth being a tag team champion, but given that we have like 4 tag teams in WWE, like period right now, I mean. I think it's fine. This match ultimately saw Priest pick up the win with the South of Heaven clothesline, no interference from the MFTs until Solo showed up after the match to attack Damian Priest. Like I said, fine match, but I don't know, Sean. Where do we go with these tag team titles, and like what are we gonna? What's the plan here for the SmackDown tag team division?
I don't know, because like you said, Damian Priest is in that spot now where he'll be in the upper mid card. He can fill in with the main title when he needs to. Like, I don't know if they just gave him a tag team run just because they wanted to get the belts off of the Wyatts. But like you said, there's like no tag teams. So the only team I could really see taking it off of them is the MFTs. But that leads into a problem of its own with them setting up Tama Tonga to split with the MFTs. How do you do an MFT tag team when one of your guys is being set up to leave? You know what I mean? Unless they turn that into part of the story, that they win the belts and he ends up like walking out on the team and then they lose them. But I think that WWE had a really good thing going like 6 or 7 months ago with the tag team division on SmackDown and somehow managed to blow it.
Yeah.
When you had like where's Fraxium? Where I mean, the Street Profits obviously went over to the other side, and all the teams that got cut, like you had a good thing and you ruined it. So I'm incredibly. It's probably the one thing I'm most frustrated by on SmackDown is what they did to the men's tag team division.
I think it goes both ways. I think the entire tag team division, and actually something I wanted to run by you, Reese. Do you think we should combine the tag team belts across both shows? Do we need 2 sets of tag team titles given we have like 6 tag teams across both shows?
Well, isn't that part of the problem? They're oversaturated with belts. And you're trying, and it's too much. You're trying to get all those belts onto TV. I think tag teams should cross over through both shows. That should be an automatic. You shouldn't be just tying one tag team to one show and have separate belts for all this and that. No, I think you need single belt. Dude, I've always been a fan of the singular belts. And I used to have fun. I mean, wrestling was fun when Vince used to do the whole, the main title is going to be on SmackDown, and, the Raw competitor tries to get it to bring it to Raw. Remember when they used to do things like that, and they just kind of stopped doing that? The lottery's been stopped. I mean, or the draft. Everything.
Yeah, we thought that it's going to happen for a while, and it hasn't.
No, and I don't think after you just let go of everybody, I don't think there's much reason to even do one this year.
Yeah.
No, they'll just move people wherever they want.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what you're doing anyway. So you might as well just. listen, I've been a big fan of just making Raw and SmackDown, even though they're two different nights, just ride the storylines through both shows.
Yeah.
Just ride them
Yeah.
through both. Forget the whole separation of shows and this whole. Well, actually, I think this GM thing's about to change, isn't it? Isn't there some rumors about somebody taking over the GM spot for Raw?
I hadn't heard that.
I don't know.
What was the name? Oh, Teddy Long.
No, oh
Oh,
God, no. I'd rather
jeez.
keep Adam Pearce.
I heard there were some rumors about Teddy Long possibly.
I mean, how are they going to bring Teddy Long back with no tag teams?
Listen, I'm just going by what some of the rumor mills were saying, that possibly Teddy Long will get brought back in just to bring him in to run, because it was fun when Teddy Long was there. It was pretty funny. But I mean, that's tapping into the past again. And we've been sitting there. Don't forget now, we've been sitting around waiting for what's his name? Who was it? Randy and Aldis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been waiting for that one for a while.
What, it's been like a year and a half now? They've been messing around with that, and nothing's happened out of it. Nothing at all. Every time we try to call that, Aldis going to get involved or he's going to jump in the ring or something, nothing. We completely just forgot about that too. They haven't even mentioned that anymore since a month or two before WrestleMania.
You're questioning the long-term storytelling.
Yeah.
Speaking of storytelling, Jade Cargill accompanied Meechin and B-Fab to the ring so she could give a promo about how she will regain the women's title from Rhea Ripley. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss cut her off with their entrance music. Then there was a commercial break. Right in the middle of that, verbal exchange, there was a commercial break. So I don't know what the live crowd saw, but was the live crowd just watching them stand around in the middle of a promo? What happened?
What are we doing?
So this led to a match which ultimately saw Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss win by disqualification after Jade Cargill found her way to get involved, and this match was just kind of crap. Like it was sloppy. I mean, Charlotte and Alexa are fine. Meechin and B-Fab are not. Jade is terrible, and it's just, this was so clunky, and it didn't get enough time to really get going anywhere. And everybody knew Jade was going to cause the DQ because of that 6-person tag match that's going to happen at Saturday night's main event with this team and the other team and Rhea Ripley as well. So I just think Jade needs to go back to NXT. I don't really. I mean, this is just stupid and clunky, and the commercial break did nothing to help this segment at all. But I don't know, Reese, am I too far off the rails here?
No, and Jade's never spent any time in NXT.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's probably where she probably should have went to begin with. But this was one of those Triple H, let me tout AEW, what I can do with her. And they fast-tracked her, and she's not ready. She's just flat out not ready. And every match between Meechin and B-Fab, it ends the same way, with Cargill getting in the ring and interfering. Every match so far that they've been involved in is the same ending over and over and over. And I think it's because Jade is limited. There's only so much you can possibly do with her right now because they haven't really spent time developing her. And I don't know if she doesn't have the charisma for wrestling right now. She's not, outside of her original debut, they hyped that up. They did a good job hyping it up. Her signing into WWE, then what was like 6 to 7 months, you didn't even see her get in the ring after she got announced she was coming to WWE. Remember that? She just vanished. And then it's you're kind of derailing her career if you send her back to NXT too. So there's another issue. It's just, again, WWE with bad booking. It's just anybody coming up outside of your normal superstars, the ones who already have their fan bases, they did a disservice to all of them. Every one of them they brought up to this main roster, they've done a disservice with.
You forget they were playing to Jade's strengths with the DQ finish, because you know what you can't do? Botch a DQ.
But again, I don't know if the botching, she just wasn't ready. And I think WWE jumped on it too fast because of the AEW. They were afraid of AEW. And they wanted to just keep taking their talent away to try and slow them down. And I think she was a kind of a, let's sign her now type deal. But there was no plan. They just wanted to get her under contract. And as you can see, it's falling on its face right now.
I mean, we call her Jadeberg for a reason.
Yeah. And the whole thing was just sloppy, but it's kind of how SmackDown is these days. So, those were all the matches and kind of all the key segments for SmackDown. So, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's just another middle of the road one, but I don't know. How do you guys want to give it your final rating for the show? Sean, I'll start with you.
A C. I mean, I didn't hate it as much as I've hated some of the SmackDowns recently. Other than the opening segment just dragging on, the show itself was at least quasi-watchable outside of that. And if it's watchable, I'll give it a C.
Yeah, I'm probably with you with that. It's for a show that's supposed to set up the pay-per-view 2 weeks from now, there's nothing about that pay-per-view that is even remotely drawing me in. I'll be honest with you. There's nothing. I'm not excited about it at all. There's nothing really I'm interested in to the point. I mean, I'm gonna watch, but I don't think there's anything I'm invested in.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I'm not really invested in any of it right now. I don't really care about any of the matches. I mean, Cody and Gunther will be fun. There's a little bit of intrigue there for me because I kind of think maybe Gunther can win and it might make the show interesting a little bit for a little while, but I don't know if they actually, one of you guys said, I think it was you, Reese. I don't actually know if they've got the balls to like really do anything like to make the show interesting. So we might just be saving this for Cody and CM Punk to do the big money match at SummerSlam. So I don't really know. It just seems like SmackDown is kind of always in a forever sort of holding pattern, and they just can't seem to get out of it for whatever reason, which is unfortunate. So I think with that, my final rating for the show is a drippy chicken wing out of 5.
When is Saturday Night Main Event?
Next weekend.
Next weekend?
And then the week after that is Italy.
Why are they doing so many in a row? That's crazy.
Because reasons.
Because TKO needs more money. Because it's Riyadh season.
It's Riyadh season.
You have TKO involved, so they're like, okay, who's our money makers? Let's get them on TV only.
And right, they didn't make enough money off that 17-second Ronda Rousey knockout.
That wasn't even them.
I was just sitting in the room watching the show. I didn't even get up to that match yet. I'm kind of fast forwarding through it, so I haven't even got to that match.
Oh, spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert!
I already know she won. I just want to see how it ended. I refuse to watch the video, so I watch it on Netflix. So probably the Sabres game last night had me all wrapped up,
all fired up. So. All right, so that is our show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, please smash that like and subscribe button. We do appreciate the support. With that, I have been Mike, joined with Mr. Sean O'Neill, Mr. T. Reese. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and take care.